Hi, welcome, and I hope you're doing well. In this video here, I'll be doing a step-by-step on how to replace the full assembly keyboard replacement with the touchpad on the MacBook Air. And this model for this is model A1534. Hopefully you can see the fine print. And this version here is gold. It doesn't matter if you have rosy gold, silver, or maybe space gray. It's just the color, but the step-by-steps and the components should be all the same. Now, like I said, I'm doing a full assembly, meaning that I'm not just replacing the keyboard, I'm replacing the palm rest, the touchpad, the keyboard all together in one big piece like this. So whatever remaining here, like the logic board, the battery, the screen, everything will be transferred over to this keyboard, right? So we pretty much swap it together. Now if you're watching this video and you're having a bad keyboard, or your keyboards are not working, some of the keys are not working, or your keyboard is acting funny, I guess it right. You're watching my video and you're trying to do the replacement, the repair yourself. So if that was the case, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start. So first I need to get the pentalobe screwdriver and go ahead and remove the back cover. So the top left and right screws are a lot much longer, and then the other two screws here in the middle are shorter, and then the rest of other screws at the bottom are shorter as well. Alright, so it looks like one of these screws is stuck. Okay, now when you try to lift open the back cover, please do not remove entirely because the cables are still connected to it. So what I did was I tried to pop it open, and as you know, there's no screw here on the right side in the middle. What they do is they have this little clipper that clips onto it. So you need to actually pop it open, and once you pop it up, and then the back cover will slightly open a little bit. Now trying to lift it all the way, like I said, the cables are still attached to it, and I'll show it to you what I mean by the cable. So as you can see, that cable right there, the black cable, it is still attached to the computer, right? This one here. So we need to disconnect this cable first. Okay, so I try to film it as you can see because I do not have a camera guy, and I'm doing this all by myself. If I can do it, I'm sure you can as well. So let's go ahead and open at a little bit slightly bigger angle, and here there's a little clipper. I'm using my fingernail to pry open that clipper. The clipper is a black color. Let me try to show it to you. Right, so the clipper is right underneath that plastic tape. So there is a tape. I'll point it out to you. There is a tape right here. Okay, and then right underneath the tape there is the black clipper. So I flip it open, and once the clipper is open, and you can actually slide a cable to my left or away from. If you're looking at this way, it's going to slide away from your body, but I was still at different angles, so it slides to my left. Now once the cable is disconnected, you can slightly open a little bit bigger. Do not open all the way because there is another two cables is being attached. One on the left here, and then one is on the right. So let's go ahead and disconnect this cable now. I get the clipper, flip it open, and then I can slide that flex cable to my right to get that open. Now here in this one, this is a plus, a very tiny plus Phillips screw. So let's go ahead and remove that. And then this one right here is a T5. If you do not have the tools, I have the tools in the description below, and you can buy the tools that I'm using, the same tools, and that way you can do this repair by yourself. Now once I have the two screws removed, right, so this is the Phillips and this is the T5 Torx 5, And then this metal bracket, you can actually try to remove it. It's like a Lego. So this cable right here is like a Lego, it snaps on. Okay, once you disconnected that, and the final thing is this one here that connects to the motherboard, which is your LCD display. Alright, so let me go ahead and slightly there's a double-sided adhesive that's glued onto this flex cable ribbon underneath. So I'm trying to go underneath to free up that adhesive tape. It's good that if you use a plastic prying tool, because the metal one, at any given time you might be a bit too much pressure onto the flex cable, and that way you might actually damage the cable, right? So always use the plastic, and plastic doesn't really cut the flex cable that easily. I mean, it will still break it, but you just have to be gentle, you know, wiggle, get the right spot, and that's how you separate the adhesive tape. Once the adhesive tape is separated, let's go ahead and let me see. Alright, so I was be very gentle. Like I said, the adhesive tape is actually still taped onto the flex cable right here, right? So this is the glue tape. Try to clean that thing out too. Yeah, so this is the glue, and I just got to tape it. Now you have to be quite gently, you know, lift it up a little bit and slightly slide downwards, and that's how you disconnect the LCD flex cable. Now here you can see that this is the battery and this is the motherboard, right? So we are transferring the motherboard, the Wi-Fi antenna with the speakers over to this one. Over to these brand new ones, right? And then all the screen stuff like that, we would have to transfer over to this one. I apologize, I said the wrong thing. What am I talking about? I apologize. So this is the battery, the motherboard, the Wi-Fi antenna, and the speaker stay as is, because this is just the back cover, right? This one does not have anything that we need to transfer from the keyboard. So you're going to leave this one on the side here. We're just going to leave it on the side. We don't need this for a while. Now what we have left is the LCD screen, right? So this is the screen here. So this is the screen at the bottom, and the keyboard and the touchpad is here. So what the remaining is, we need to transfer all these components right here over to this one, the LCD board over to there as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I need to do is to try to remove this one, and this is runs on a T4 screwdriver. Alright, there are two screws that's holding on to it. And then there's a clipper right here. You need to disconnect that cable as well. So flip the clipper up, open that clipper, I slightly slide it to my right, and now I'm going to push gently and remove that flex cable. Alright, so this flex cable is removed now. It's hard for you to see because it's black. I'll bring it closer. So there's a flex cable right here, and this flex cable is connected to that clipper right there. Okay, so once you open up the clipper, you can slide it to your left to remove it. So this one is the audio jack, the DC jack, and if you have a broken DC jack, now you know how to replace it. Now we need to transfer this one to the new one, but before we do that, let's put this on the side. We're going to do all at one time. Okay, So this is the LCD screen, right? So we're going to transfer that as well. And we're going to transfer this. What is this? This is the USB-C charging port. We're going to open this one. It runs on the Phillips screwdriver. So it's a plus Phillips. Alright, once you remove the two screws, you just have to wiggle a little bit until that USB-C cable come out. And you just need to find that really sweet angle spot to slide it out. Sometimes it can be quite challenging, which I'm having that difficulties right now. Try not to pull or anything because you might actually damage it. I'm just wiggle very slowly and gently, and if it doesn't come out, that's okay. You know what, it is not coming out and I'm having that hard time. So what I'll be doing is going to remove the LCD screen, and we're going to remove this all at one time. Let me get a T8. So this is Torx 8 screw. For some reason it's really tight, so there's one here, 2, 3, and 4. So for those of you who has a cracked screen and you try to remove or replace the cracked screen, this is how you're going to do it. So once I remove the 4 screws, the T8 screwdriver, the T8 screw, I'm going to open the screen, right? I'm opening up the screen right about 90-degree angle, and then I can slowly, gently, and push it outwards. So what my goal is trying to get this thing push more than 90-degree angle and see if I can slide it out. Alright, so I can slide on one corner now, and then this corner I can slide it as well. Now one of the mistake that I try to rush to do is I forgot to remove this connector right here. So before I can actually remove the entire screen, I need to make sure that this board is actually disconnected. So that is my mistake. Oh, sorry, I'm not even showing it to you. What was I talking? Right, before you can actually disconnect the LCD screen, right? So my mistake here, like I said, nothing is perfect. I forgot to remove the 2 screws. This is the LCD board that you need to remove first, right? So remove the 2 screws before the entire LCD screen can come out. And I forgot to do that. So what a rookie mistake that was. Okay, so once I remove that, now I've got to come back here. I'm not sure if I missed on the screen. I'm sorry about that. So there was 1 screw here and there's 1 screw on the top here. Once I remove it on that LCD, let me show it to you like this way. Okay, once you remove the 2 screw, this LCD board is going to become free, right? So when the board is free, now we can remove that hinge on that side. Alright, so the entire screen will just come right out without any problem. Now once the screen is out, what is next? Remember we were working on this connector right here. It didn't come out because that screen is still blocking it. So I make a few rookie mistake right here. I wasn't paying attention much about this. I apologize. Like I said, I'm not going to edit the video. I'm just going to do as one go, and I'm just going to set it again. Hopefully you follow along with the video, right? So earlier that this USB-C was connected to here, like there are 2 screws you need to remove. Once you remove the 2 screws, the USB-C cable is going to come out by itself, right? But what happened was the USB-C was not coming out because the hinge is blocking the USB-C. Now when I removed the hinge, ready to remove the LCD, what happened is that I did a rookie mistake. I forgot to remove the two screw. The two screw was still holding on to this display board right here, so it did not come out fully. Now once I remove the two screws with this little bracket right here, this bracket right here, it goes onto like this. Once you remove that, and then the whole screen would just come out. Once the screens come out, and then the USB-C would come out as well. Now this is the entire keyboard. It is ready to be replaced. Now this is the new keyboard here I got. So let's put this here, ready to be installed. The first thing I like to do is to insert the USB-C first. Right, insert the USB-C. It is run on the 2 Phillips screws. So let's go ahead and put the 2 Phillips screws back on. Okay, so the 2 screws is on, and now what I need to do is to slide the keyboard right into the hinge. Let's go ahead and slide it in. Okay, so one corner is in. I'm going to do the other corner. Now before I can close the screen, I like to put that screws back on here first. So once I lock it down with the T8 screwdriver, where goes my T8? So here goes my T8. Alright, so that is in. I come back here and do the second one. Alright, once the 2 screws are in, I can close the screen without any problem. Now once that thing is in place, first thing I like to do is to put the display board in the right position, right? So make sure you have the bracket back on here. Okay, so this bracket holds onto the right side of it. So let me get the T4. So Torx 4 screwdriver is the one that holds onto this screw. So let me screw it in. Alright, and then I'll come back and do the one on the top left corner. It's better to use the T5. I think the right one is the T5. Alright, so that 2 screws are in place for that display board. Now the next step I need to do is let's try to install this one, the audio jack on the left here. So let me slide in the cable first. So the cable is always the difficult part to install because it's really tiny. So once you slide it in, push it all the way. Okay, I have it all the way in, and then I use the clipper to lock it down, secure that connection, and then slide that audio jack back onto it. Now there are 2 screws that holds onto it, and they run on the T4. So where's my T4? Okay, there's 1 screw in there. This is the second one. Alright, so there it goes. Remember that the thing was there, so let me go ahead and disconnect this cable. So when I bought this new, not new, but this used keyboard, it comes with this extra flex cable, which is this one right here. So I already have that thing, right? So I'm going to just remove this and use my original ones. Okay, now I like to come back here and put the T8, another screw here to hold the hinge. Okay, go ahead and cover this up. Alright, so the next step, what do I have on the next step here? I need to put the 2 screws back on. The 2 screw was the one that is holding, what was it holding on this one here? This one has to hold onto the metal bracket. Where did it go? Oh, okay, right there. Alright, so pretty much this is it, and what I need to do is to install the screen cable back onto this one first, right? So let me go ahead and do that part. Alright, it's pretty straightforward. Once you have it aligned in the right position, you push it firm enough, you can hear a little click, and that click itself is to eat onto it, and it's secure by its own, right? So now we have to finish the rest by lifting this thing up. Try not to make it sit down. Remember, this cable right here is like a Lego, so go ahead and snap it back on. Once you have the thing snap on, so we need to have the this one is the plus, the Philip, and this is the Torx. The Torx one goes on the top. Alright, and then the Philip one goes at the bottom. It's gonna be hard because the speaker is right next to it. So the speaker is going to try to grab the screw away from me. Alright, I have it in one go, which is good. Now the next part is I need to connect this cable to that audio jack, right? So let's go ahead and slide it in. Once you have it all the way in, push down the clipper to secure that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it down. We're gonna connect the final cable to that to the board right here. So let's go ahead and slide it in first. So you need to go through that gap. Okay, once the gap is in, I'm trying to align it. Make sure the clipper is open, ready for me to slide the cable in. Okay, it looks like the cable is all the way in, and I have the clipper to lock it down. Now pretty much that's about it, and let's go ahead and put it back together.